Welcome back to part 2 of the 50 troy ounce pure gold bar dissolve. And I've got our material here in our beaker. That's what it looks like. So what we're going to do is we're going to set this up carefully. And we're going to take a measurement on this with a metal detector that I have here. And we're going to see if the metal detector will pick this up. This is a small sample of the pure gold powder that I have for sale on my eBay site. And here's that powder. This is pure gold sponge, gold powder. And we'll test that with the metal detector as well. And then over here I've got some gold-plated silver jewelry that I'm planning on refining in a future video. And we'll test that with our metal detector as well. I bought this small metal detector just for this purpose, to do this experiment. And it's just got a few controls on it and a little switch to adjust the sensitivity. We're going to turn this on. Now let's test our pure gold powder first, see if it picks that up. And it does. Now let's test it on our gold-plated jewelry. It definitely picks that up. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put it on this chloroauric acid in here. There you see it's picking up that metal in there. Let's see what we get when we put it on here. Nothing. So the metal detector doesn't even register at all on the chloroauric acid. And that was the kind of the reason for this experiment, to see if a metal detector would pick it up. And quite obviously, it does not. It picks up these other metal objects, but it will not pick up the gold chloride solution, or the gold chloride crystals rather. Let's turn this back on. I'm going to bump the sensitivity up. Completely maxed out on sensitivity right here. And we're going to test our chloroauric acid again. See, it doesn't register at all on the metal detector. I've got a scale set up, and what we'll do is weigh the beaker with the chloroauric acid in it. And we've got 3,702 grams. Now what we're going to do is put this in the fume hood up on some heat. I'm going to use some low heat here. And that stuff has a slight chlorine smell to it, but nothing really bad as far as fume production. I'm adding hydrochloric acid. What we're going to do is try to reconstitute this now back into liquid chloroauric acid. I add a little bit of heat down here and let this thing cook. It's dissolved fairly quickly. I started this about 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock, I guess, this morning. And it's about 11 o'clock right now, so about 3 hours. Here I'm adding some water, some distilled water. See if we can get a little bit more of this stuff to go in solution. Just give this a stir. Turn the heat off. to let this cool down. We'll keep an eye on it as it cools and see what happens. I've allowed this solution to cool completely, and you can see some precipitate has formed. I think that's just the chloroauric acid crystals coming out of solution down there. That should all dissolve in water. But now what we're going to do is go ahead and filter the stuff that we have dissolved right here. Pour it through the filter paper. Here we go. Good Lord. Immediately breaks the filter. Well, that's very unusual. I've never seen that before. You can see all those little black pinholes in the filter. That's where the chloroauric acid solution just instantly caused that filter paper to fail. I've been filtering gold for 14 years and I've never seen this happen. Probably has something to do with the fact that I've got, 50 troy ounces of gold and just 2 liters of solution down there. Now we'll cover this up, try to get the rest of that solid to dissolve. While we're waiting for that, let's go ahead and start precipitating out the pure gold out of the solution that we have here. And I'm not going to filter it out. Whatever's in there is going to have to stay in there for now. Here goes our first spoon of SMB. It should be about 23 ounces of gold, maybe more in there. I don't know. I'm just going to start dumping spoons of it in. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8 spoons. I'm going to stop here and let's see what's going to do. I don't know how this is going to react. Yeah, there's lots of gold building up down on the bottom down here already, which is not surprising. I mean, we had 50 ounces ounces of gold in solution here. Let's go ahead and add some more Stump Out. When I dissolved this, I used about 1.5 liters of nitric acid. I guess there could be some in here, but there shouldn't be, because we took this down, evaporated it down to literal dryness. So all of the excess nitric that was in there should have been expelled during the evaporation process. But you never know. It's the first time I've tried to do this. I don't know exactly how it's going to react. Let's add some more Stump Out. The solution's staying fairly cool for now. And add a few more spoons of Stump Out. Alright, we got a parfait layering effect going on again. Starting to heat up, so we're going to go ahead and add some more ice in here. Try to keep this cool as we get the rest of the gold to come out of solution. Let's give this a stir. Now we're going to continue to add some SMB. The solution's nice and hot, which is not good. Got 41.6 Celsius, 107 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm gonna add another chunk of ice here. Try to keep this solution cool as we precipitate out the rest of the gold. If you look at the beaker over here on the heat, that looks to me like metallic gold in there, and so we may have to add a little bit of nitric or something to maybe get that go back into solution. But for now, what we'll do is continue precipitating out our pure gold. you don't see every day. A 5-liter beaker, about 1/3 full of pure gold. All right, we got this stuff heated up, which is not good. 50.6 Celsius, 123 Fahrenheit. And when it heats up like that, it's going to want to try to go back into solution. So what we're going to have to do, pour some of this liquid off. I've got to make room in this beaker to add some more ice to keep this thing cool. I've had about 2 pounds of Stump Out in there so far. We've got it to cool down. And so what we're going to do is get in here and get a Dryness test and see where we're at with this. Looks like we got all the gold precipitated. Finally. The problem here is when we've got this much gold, some of the gold solution gets bound up down in the metallic gold that's precipitated out down in the bottom of the beaker, and will hide out down in there. So you got to stir this stuff up real good and make sure all that stuff, all that undissolved gold that's clinging to the powder in the bottom of the beaker gets in contact with the SMB that's in this solution. Let's go ahead and pull this solution that we poured off and get this gold precipitated out of this solution. A little more Stump Out. Should come out rather quickly here. This is going to be a lot less concentrated. Let's try a little experiment here. I'm going to pour some of this solution off into this small beaker. See what happens in here. This is full of SMB. So we should precipitate out some gold out of this solution that I'm pouring in right now. All right, that's enough. I don't want to go too far with this. gold forming in there. And that looks pretty neat. Stir this up and see what we get. This is our gold that we've already precipitated, and I poured off the waste solution sitting on top of that into this beaker right here. And then back there's our experiment where I poured off some of the orange liquid out of this beaker into that beaker. But right now what I'm going to do, I just want to get this thing out of the way. So I'm going to move the precipitated gold out of the way. Now what we'll do, if you look in here, it looks like we've got metallic gold in there. And so what I'm going to do is pour off that orange liquid into this beaker. This is the waste solution that I poured off out of the precipitated gold. It should be full of SMB. That's what those crystals are in there. It's SMB. So I'm going to pour this orange liquid off now into this beaker just to get it out of there so we can see what we got going on inside of here. I think this is metallic gold in here. How it got in there, where it came from, I have no clue. I'm pretty sure that's metallic gold. That's metallic gold. That was in with the gold chloride crystals. I don't know where that came from. This has been one weird experiment with totally unexpected results. Ice in here. Now what we're going to do is add these solutions back into this main beaker and try to do a precipitation inside this main beaker right here. So let's add this gold solution right back into the beaker that we just pulled it from. That's metallic gold in there. And we'll just go ahead and rinse it down into this main solution so we can get it all in one beaker. Of this solution, see if we've got any gold in this solution. It doesn't look like we do, but let's test it with some stannous. And there's no gold detectable in this solution. So we're going to call this a waste solution. Let's go ahead and pour this off and get rid of this. Rinse this into our main beaker here. A little bit of gold at the bottom. Now what we're going to do is go ahead and precipitate the gold out of here. at least I'll get all my gold precipitated and back in metallic form, powdered gold form here. Still looks a little orange. Let's test this. See if we still got gold in solution. Dark stain means we still got gold in here, so we need to keep adding Stump Out. Let's do another status test on this. We've got all our gold precipitated now. There you can see a negative status test. We've got all the gold precipitated out of this solution. Alright, let's test this solution in here. Stir this up. Sometimes the gold will come out of solution in there and get trapped and drugged down by the metallic gold that has already precipitated. Let's get a status test and just double check, make sure we've got everything pulled out of this solution. Negative status test, so we've got all the gold out of solution in this beaker, and we've got all the gold out of solution in this beaker. So we've got all our gold back in metallic form now. Alright, we've got everything in one beaker now. And we're just going to go ahead and let this settle out. And we'll go from here. What we'll do is pour off the waste solution into this waste container. All right, here's our pure gold powder. And I think what we're gonna do is call it here. It's getting kind of late again. This will conclude part 2. We've got all our gold down here in this 5-liter beaker. And we'll pick right up, right here in part 3. So conclude part 2 of the 50-ounce bar dissolve. Thank you for watching.